Thank you to be back again on Nusa Health and Wellness platform. Today I dengan a special lady in shocking pink today.
Yes.
Okay.
Dah pakai pink.
Miss Hana Halim.
Hi.
Yeah, okay. She's an expert in the spa industry. Okay. We wanted to talk more about that, but before to, I wanted to ask her about her background. So can you please share about your background? First of all, thank you for being on our platform.
I'm very honoured to be here because I thought I'm still early in the early stage. So
Okay.
thank you for thinking of me at this early stage.
Most welcome.
My background. Actually, it's a very long story.
Okay.
I've always said this. Being in the spa industry was not a chosen thing. Meaning the job chose me.
Okay.
I graduated in marketing. So,
Mhm.
in marketing, you can go anywhere. You can go to any industry. There's no industry specific. I mean, you could go into advertising and
Yes.
a PR company, whatever. I didn't have that opportunity to know about career choice at that time because I graduated quite early. I got my degree at 19.
Very early.
Very
Okay.
early. So at that time, career guidance, even though my dad is actually a counselor at school,
Okay.
I didn't get that kind of counseling
Okay.
from him.
Okay.
So basically, everything was just left up to me to figure out. But my parents never pushed me to do anything or
That's
be
good.
anyone.
Okay.
They knew that I was very interested in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So in school, I would always get A's in mathematics and in counting and all that. So they tried to put me through
Smart
business
lady.
school. No, I just like numbers.
Numbers,
you know?
not like me. Okay.
So they put me into business school. So I had
Right.
the certificate in business admin, diploma in business admin. But the cool kids were in the marketing class.
Okay.
So I switched when
Okay.
it was my degree time. I decided to go with the cool kids in
Okay.
marketing class because business admin is a bit boring. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
The people in
For
business
you.
admin, you have to learn legal, you have to learn accounts, you have economics. Marketing is more
So
fun.
you want to be with the cool kids?
I wanted to be with the cool
Okay.
kids and do more fun stuff. So I graduated in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any direction or I didn't have any set plan. I wanted to become a factory worker. I couldn't get a job.
Okay. A factory worker.
So, but I just
Interesting.
no, because I knew that wasn't going to be something that I can do forever.
Okay,
But
right.
I wanted to experience it when I was young.
Okay.
And because my dad had the opportunity to work in a shoe factory, and I was like, oh, nak merasa juga, kerja
Pengalaman.
kilang, like pengalaman. I want to know what
Okay.
it's like to work in a kilang.
Okay.
I couldn't get any job because I didn't have SPM. So I came because I studied overseas with my
Okay.
parents. So I don't have
No
SPM.
wonder. You
So that
don't
was
have
when
that.
my dad realized that she's like, maybe you should take the BM paper. So I did take the BM paper. I have B4 for my BM, okay?
Congratulations.
So I took BM paper. That was when he realized, okay, you cannot really simply just apply job without SPM, even though I had a degree.
Okay.
But anyway,
that is Malaysian.
Malaysian
academic
punya
lah.
academy,
Okay.
yes, right. So, I took the BM paper. I got a job, sales job. I hated it. Lasted 3 months, and I switched to another job. And then I failed miserably doing a business with my friend. I feel so bad for him.
Okay.
We did a business, but it was good while it lasted. So it was a fairly good business, and I'm glad that he stepped in and carried forward with the business.
Okay.
Because it was a good business. I wasn't ready for it. So I started getting another job, just amateur job, sales marketing job. The gaji 1,600, doing whatever I can, selling magazine slots lah. And then, I decided, it's time to get a real job that I wanted to do.
Okay.
I started applying and I got into my essentials at that time.
Essential.
So I didn't know what it was.
I just jumped into it.
And I just learned, it's a spa supply company, And my ex-boss, to be honest, that's how I started in the industry. It's because the opportunity that was given by my ex-boss at that time.
Okay.
She's I don't know what she saw in me, but she hired me.
Mm-hmm.
So and I stayed with her working, until one day I really wanted to quit and she wouldn't let me quit. She asked me to take over her distribution in Malaysia.
Okay.
And that's how I started my business in the spa industry.
Interesting.
That also
so
lasted,
the job chosen you.
Yes, the job chose
Okay.
me.
Okay.
So I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know what spa was at that time. What more essential oils lah, carrot oil. But I learned. I learned, and life has come full circle now. Banyaklah cerita. There's too many stories about that, but life has really come full circle. I became my own boss at that time. I was only 25, and you know, when you're young, you make really dumb mistakes.
Okay.
and I've also had the opportunity to learn a lot from business owners, spa managers, spa directors. So over the years, the experience I accumulated allowed me to help advise people on what not to do.
Okay.
So
you've been through that journey, so you know what's best to share with people.
Correct.
Okay.
So, eventually, after being this in distributorship, I handed back over, and then I was partnering up with another Center of Excellence, Energy Group. So I was there for a few years to do the academy part. So I got into training. So it was like from product supply to training. And then I decided I wanted to become freelance.
Okay.
At that time, I was just tired of having my own company and having to think about overheads and all that. So I just needed to calm down. And you know, I had children, I settled down, and I just wanted to do something for myself.
Okay.
So I took a break. I took an industry break, but it didn't really happen. So
it didn't. So you wanted to, but
I wanted to, but it never happened. It never happened.
Okay.
So at that time, I was doing spa consultancy and training under Spa Veda. So that's until today, I still do coaching, business training, skills training. I do consultancy. I do, you know, things that are related to the industry through Spa Veda.
Okay.
Spa Veda stands for Spa Knowledge, by the way.
Okay.
So
Veda is
knowledge.
Knowledge. In what language is that?
Sanskrit, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So Spa Veda. So it's like Ayurveda.
Ayurveda. Okay.
Ayur is like the knowledge of life. So this is the knowledge of spa. So that was actually created together with two of my best friends while we were still working in biosciences, if I'm not mistaken. We were just playing around with some names. You know, what can we call, you know, a department or something. I wanted to create a new department. So terlahirlah Spa Veda. So I decided to just stick with the brand, stick with it, and just
I got to know about Spa Veda today. Because actually for me to know Hannah Halim is from Bunda Heaven, from Spa. So today actually she revealed the
and we were at Rehat earlier.
Yeah, Rehat. So I'm macam, okay, Anna's doing many things in the spa industry. But when she revealed that about Spa Veda, the main focus for her is actually the spa consultancy. Itu yang interesting. So this is what we wanted to really ask. If let's say I just add on a bit, you wanted to start your own spa ke apa ke, like one-stop center Spa Veda, you can come and seek Hannah Halim. Right.
Yes.
So that is your baby lah, betul-betul yang you wanted to.
It is something that to me it's the most purposeful thing I've done for in the spa industry. To me, other than Bunda Heaven, of course, that one caters to a lot of women. We help a lot. But to me, the difference I make when I'm consulting you means, like, it can be in monetary value, it can be stress level, you know. I've been very fortunate to meet up and to get to know a lot of spa directors, spa managers, spa operators, to learn their mistakes. And to be able to advise you not to repeat them. Not necessarily to show you the right way, because there is no one right way in managing business, but there are always wrong ways that you can avoid. So I can at least prepare you for those wrong decisions that you're about to make and all that. So I think that's very purposeful for me. And I like that, being that role of a consultant, just to help out. And I think people who know me, I will still help you guys out, whether or not you hire me as a consultant sebab dia menyebok kan, like, oh, by the way, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you know. But
at least you know the best thing to say, but it's up to them. It's up to you to decide. At least you get the right consultation.
Kan.
So actually, what I got to know also, she just recently stepped down as the president for AMSPA.
Yes.
AMSPA is
Association of Malaysian Spas.
Yeah. So baru step down and rupa-rupanya dah 12 tahun, okay, Hana in that organisation. So, but as
a
a
bit
president,
more, because before that I was an affiliate member only.
I see.
So just individual, but I stepped up as VP2 for 4 years, VP1 for 4 years. So all our terms are maximum 2 terms, which is 4 years.
4 years.
So I did the 4 years VP2, 4 years VP1, and 4
she's
years
been
presidency.
all over. You can see she's been traveling and all under AMSPA. And now when she stepped down, I thought she'll be like having more time for herself, but she wanted to go for more for herself.
Yes.
So that will be very, very interesting.
Still discovering.
Yeah, they're still discovering. Learning. Yeah. Okay. One of the question that I wanted to ask Hana, kita rujuk sikit. Okay. You asked this question in your Facebook. Are you running a business or funding an expensive hobby? So this is about the spa. Why I ask you that? Because ramai ladies, buat mobile spa and all, they like see the money comes in, so they got excited. Without any guidance, they start their own small spa. You know, then but what had happened? After maybe few years, they cannot survive, so they have to close down. So actually, I don't think they really know that they can like get the right consultation to do this. So your question again is, are you running a business or funding an expensive hobby? So what's your take about this?
Yeah, that was a very difficult question for some people to read. Because let's be honest, this is how I categorize people who want to open up a spa. I'm so sorry for the stereotype or judgment, but it usually is. It usually does work like this. Okay. So people come up to me and say, Hana, I nak buka spa, right? You want to open up a spa, right? And then I'll ask why. That's the first thing I will ask, why.
Okay.
Is it because you've been in the industry and then you want to expand? Okay, I will sit down with you and talk about business readiness. But if you're somebody who's new, who suddenly wants to open a spa because I love going to spa and having massages, I will say no first. And then I will listen to your reasons why you want to open a spa to see whether you're actually really passionate about opening a spa. Is it for the business or is it for the
Yeah.
So a lot of times the failed businesses, I'm not saying that everyone will fail, but the failed businesses are always people who decided to open a business in spa thinking that this is what they like, meaning they like massages, they like spa, they just want to be able to have access to good massage or have a spa. I call them the handbag. I call them handbag. It's like you get like one of those expensive handbags that you're proud to say, I have a spa.
In a bag.
So, I know this again. Like, please, I apologize. Please don't take any offense to this. But the reality is that is this just an expensive hobby for you, or is this just an expensive way of you showing that you have something? Because the spa business is not like having a kiosk buka jewelry. It's not something that you can just open and close. You are dealing with a lot of manpower. There's a lot of manpower issues. Your business it only survives because there's people working for you. So your human skills have to be very strong. Your marketing skills have to be very strong, unless you're in a mall, for example. Mall is different. That one is a different crowd. But even then, if the people who's doing the heart of your business is not there.
They're like most of the time, right? So they are operating, they are doing the operation and
correct. It will not work. So most of people who come to me are expecting to pump in the money, renovate, hire a good spa manager, and hope that the business runs on its own. It doesn't always work like that. There's a lot of money involved in order for you to do that, because there will be months when you don't have a good manager, or there will be months when you get a lousy manager and stuff run away from you. So if you have a deep pocket, fine, I'm okay. But if this is like your pension
money
or your retirement plan, or
maybe they get some VSS money.
VSS money. I always say, are you sure this is what you want? Because this is not for the short term. This is not a business that you run for three years while it's trending and then you let go. It's not. You know, I mean, if you're good in marketing and branding, you could build a product and then sell it off. But how often does it happen?
Yeah.
So I always try to convince you not to open a spa first, and then I'll see how much you fight. How much you fight me,
Okay.
to open. That's when I know, okay, you're ready to take care of this baby or not. This is like having a baby, you know, having a business.
Bukan buat sebab 2-3 tahun, okay lah, I'll get the profit and all and just happy with it.
Correct,
So that is like sort of cerita dongeng.
Yeah.
You know, you have to put effort, right,
Yes.
to be in the
You
business,
can-
not only in the spa industry.
Betul. I mean, if you have experience, then that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
people who have been working spa directors, spa manager, you want to open it,
Yeah.
I know that's your next career path or your choice of entrepreneurship. That's fine. I fully support it. I will help as much as I can. But a lot of people come up to me and say, I nak buka spa, like, oh, why? Oh, you know, it looks fun, you know, I just want to have something. I like pretty things and I like to go to massage. I want to be able to, I'm like, no.
No,
That's not the right reason. You might as well just partner up with somebody who's in the business and then do up a licensing or something, but don't do it on your own.
On your own.
Yeah, you can't. There's a lot of departments that you have to handle, and if you're not ready for it, it's going to be hard for you.
Okay. Interesting.
As if it's the same with any other business.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
have
a
to put
spa.
your heart and soul into it actually in whatever business you do. Not because of simply you love it. I love to go to spa, but for me to operate a spa, I don't think I would go with it. I would rather just, okay lah, we go to Rehat ke, we go to Bonda Heaven ke for me lah. So, so I'll do that because I like to have all the luxuries being treated nicely and all. But I know behind it, you have to get the right people on board who will be on your team and also to make things all smooth. Nampak best lah, but the hard work nobody knows, right?
Nobody knows the hard work. Yeah. The setting up alone is already one bench, one how to say, one milestone, and then the next milestone hiring the people, and then maintaining them, and then growing like each. Oh my god!
So for you, what is actually from your own Facebook also? What actually truly defines a very great spa?
What defines a really great spa? To me, if the customer feels they're getting value and they keep coming back, that's a great spa. I'm not very particular in like having a 5-star facility.
Okay.
But customer tak ada pun no point, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or if your therapists are not able to deliver the 5-star standard, even though you prepare a 5-star facility, the customers are not there. So when they're not there, it's very disheartening. You know, you have a very expensive facility space and nobody's able to enjoy it because you don't have the right people to help serve. So no matter what, spa is still a high touch industry. You cannot macam, okay, we have the facilities, enjoy.
Tapi no one to help you to enjoy the services
To be
and
able,
all.
Okay. It's a very, to me, if people come back, they have value from it, they feel that they benefit from it, then that's a great spa.
Interesting.
And it may be different for you and not for you and me.
So might be your experience will be different from my experience. So what kind of thing that I like, what kind of thing that you like. So for people who goes to spa like kerap pergi oftenly, there must be something special about that place.
Like maybe you like to chit chat with a therapist. I like it quiet. So we might both
different kind of
different spa is a different, you know.
Yeah, ada orang suka buka lagu kuat, ada orang suka bercakap, ada orang suka senyap.
And some people like it the clean, white looking spa. Some people like the dark, Balinese spa. So
I like more to Balinese. I
like mine the modern type. So
different. Yeah, so it depending on the kind of what do you like. You know, so as for you, if let's say to those hearing, for the ladies, right, if you have the interest to start your own spa business, get the right consultation, you can try to reach Hannah Halim. You can PM me or call me. I can redirect you to Hannah Halim. So
you can reach me on LinkedIn or my social media.
You can find her, like she's all over. She's all over. So I'm very lucky to have the time with her today. Memang nak jumpa dia
dah lama set.
Dah
ni
lama.
pun dah lupa. Lupa this morning we had a meeting.
But thank you. Thank you for being here to be on Nusa platform. Like I always mention, Nusa platform is a platform that I wanted to just have a chat with ladies about any matters. It's an open discussion we're not going to say about other negative things, apa-apa yang tak perlulah. We just wanted to celebrate all women. So like today our guest is talking about the spa industries, how she started, macam suddenly terstart without dia yang pilih. Interesting. We wanted to know more. Apa yang kita boleh tahu?
Yeah.
Anything that you wanted to share?
To me, it's like you make the best of what you've been given. Like, I mean, really, honestly, it wasn't a choice of like we were talking like you know you're so, people always ask me, you're so passionate about the industry, like why did you choose it? I never chose it. You know, things happened, you make the best out of it. So it's also my advice to ladies and the women out there, like sometimes you can't control what you
just
get
happen.
into.
It just happens.
You make the best of it, the best to your, and make it to the best of your advantage. So at least, you know, I'm happy, I'm pleased, I'm very satisfied with the work I've done the past how many years of being in the spa industry, since 2004. So almost 20 years, 21 years.
We are still young. 21 years, but we are still young.
We're still young. But, you know, I'm very satisfied and happy with what I have achieved in the industry. So
I'm honored to know you.
Thank you.
To know the real Hannah Halim. Kalau tak, she's here, and then now I really know what she's
different
doing.
Hats, so today is my real me.
This is the real Hannah Halim. What she does is the spa consultation. So the rest tu memang everything is within the spa industries. So she's the right person for you to talk to. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that we can chat more. Something else next time.
I hope so.
Yeah. I hope.
Can we invite people to the my convention?
Yes, please.
So on July 21st to 23rd, there is going to be the first inaugural ASEAN Spa and Wellness Convention happening at PWTC in conjunction with WTC now, World Trade Center.
WTC.
In conjunction with Beauty Business Malaysia 2025. It's going to be an expo, the trade show for beauty people, for spa people, wellness people, and there's going to be 2-day conference plus 1-day forum on postnatal and confinement. So,
interesting. You can find her there. I might be there also.
You will be there. So if you guys actually want to start up your spa business, that is the place to go. Because we have a spa showroom. My spa that we're giving free consultancy on that day.
Okay.
So you want to ask about licensing, join association, anything, everything is there. So you guys should actually come to that.
Yeah.
show.
Later I will write down the website. You can check more about the convention in July, inshallah. We'll see you there. Okay, so thank you, Hannah Halim.
Thank you. Really enjoyed the conversation.
The conversations.
The one that we should have had a long time ago.
A long time. So we like macam kita backtrack. I know her more than a year, but now I really know cerita sebenar Hannah Halim. Yeah. So see you guys. Hopefully at the convention.
At the convention, yes please. ASWC, July 21st to 23rd.
Okay, so stay tuned. Follow our YouTube, Nusa Health and Wellness. I will invite more ladies to share their stories. So we can celebrate and elevate each other.
Awesome.
You are worth it. Bye.